Hi, this is a story about how a restaurant decided to focus not on sales and marketing, but actually happiness at work. So, this story is about a restaurant chain that you may know called Nando's, and they have a whole range of different shops across the UK, and they were wondering why some of those shops are more successful than others. Why do some of them make more money than others? And so they decided to do a giant research study, and they started researching all sorts of different factors about the trainings that they offered, the kind of staff that they hired, the location that was in, all the different factors to try and work out what correlates between the success or failure of that particular restaurant and what was going on in terms of the staff and in terms of the way it was being run. And there was one thing that came highest above everything else in terms of a clear correlation, and that was the actual happiness levels of the staff members. If the staff members were rating themselves happy, or the happier they rated themselves, the more successful that particular restaurant was. So they did something very radical. Rather than focusing as they had before on the amount of sales and targets and all that stuff, what they did is they went back to the managers and they said, we're not going to rate you in terms of your success, in terms of the amount of sales that you make or the amount of money you make. We're going to be focusing on how happy the staff rate themselves. And so rather than looking at the money side of things, they had surveys, they measured their levels of well-being, and they praised, promoted, gave bonuses, focused on praising the managers on the level of happiness of their staff, and that made those restaurants more successful. So it just shows you just how important it is to try and focus on the happiness and well-being of staff members in an organisation. Not only is it good for them, but it's actually good for the effectiveness of the company too. Another quick survey that I wanted to share. They went to office workers and they asked them how important is going to work? Is it about just paying the bills, or is it something else? Is it about happiness? Is happiness quite important? Is being happy at work very important, or is it just paying the bills? And they did a survey to just ordinary office workers, and some people would say, if you were to guess, maybe 30%, 40%, 50% thought it's just about paying the bills. You turn up, do the job, pay your bills, and that's it. But actually only 2% of office workers said that, and about 90% said being quite happy or very happy at work was really important. So it just goes to show happiness at work is really important. It's not only helps your organisation to be more successful, but it's more enjoyable for everyone there, and it's what the staff want too. So it's a win-win-win actually. So let's start shifting our focus away from just focusing on the bottom line and money, and moving more towards the happiness, well-being and health of our staff members, because that makes all the difference. That's it from me.